What's good, Panther Nation? Welcome back to Two Fans in the Stands. I'm CJ.
And it is I, Tony.
And in today's episode, we're going to take a look at where we stand. Let's get it. So, Tony, how you doing today?
Well, cuz I'm doing good, man. We're getting closer and closer to that preseason camp day, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to it. So I'm doing good, my boy. How about yourself?
Hey, I'm doing great. We took us a little bit of a break, celebrated the 4th, enjoyed family and friends, but we back at it now. Okay. And now it's Panther
Already.
football all day, every day. Okay. So, with
Yes,
that
sir.
being said, let's go ahead and get a little bit of business out the way. If you haven't already, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, turn on that post notification bell so you know when our videos come out. We are still on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're at 580. We appreciate everybody that has done so already, and we encourage everybody who hasn't, go ahead and help us out. Click that subscribe button. It'll do us a great service, and we appreciate you. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so
Yes, sir.
what we're going to do now, leading up to training camp, we're going to take a look at where we stand, and it's going to be about a 7 or 8 episode series of videos where we take a look at positions on offense and defense and give our opinions. You know, me and Tony, with two fans in the stands, of where we think we stand at each position. Okay, and this is nothing official. This is nothing to mark down in stone. This is just how we feel pre-camp. Okay, this is how we feel right
Right.
now, heading into training camp before the pads go on and everybody start hitting each other. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
all right, so the first episode today is going to be the quarterbacks and the running backs position, and at the end of each video, we got our own comfort scale. Okay, and how comfortable we are with each position. Okay, so the highest comfort level is for sure. The lowest comfort level is absolutely not. And in between, you got, going down from for sure, you got we good, it's all right, and I don't know. Okay. So
Right.
Tony, we're gonna start it off. Let's start it off with the running backs. I'll let you go first.
Okay. So currently, as we stand right now, like we said, going into training camp with the running
Mm-hmm.
backs for Miles Sanders coming off a Pro Bowl year. Fifth in the league in rushing last year with 1,200 plus yards, 11
Mm-hmm.
touchdowns, and a 4.9 average per carry. For Miles Sanders, in my opinion, he's a little bigger, a little more powerful than Christian McCaffrey. He seems to excel in the wide zone scheme. He has, I don't want to say that championship pedigree, but last year the Eagles did go to the Super Bowl, so he brings
Almost.
that hunger, wanting to get back, and he brings that kind of mindset to the running back room. Okay, so and number two, I had Chuba Hubbard. Now this year two was much better than year one. I believe that his hands did get a little better. You know, we talked about that. Um, all throughout the year about him working on his hands, and hope that it got better. And towards the end of the season last year, that
Mm-hmm.
seemed to be true. So I like the fact that he run behind his pass. He did a better job between the tackles last year. Need to build on that. He had 95 carries for 466 yards, two touchdowns, and a 4.9 yards per carry average, which it was pretty good numbers, seeing that
Mm-hmm.
he was the number two running back last year. Now the touchdown production didn't match his first year, but he didn't have the starting playing time when C-Mac went down in Chuba Hubbard's first year. Like instead of last year, what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
he didn't have as much production last year as his first year, so that's why you see the kind of drop off with the touchdowns. But all in all, I think he did better with what he had last year than his first year. So Just want to
Okay.
see his continued growth in that aspect. And number three, got Raheem Blackshear. I think Raheem Blackshear is a good running back three, and he's a very capable kick returner. He had 23 carries for 77 yards, three touchdowns, and a 3.3 yards per carry average. Nothing to sneeze at, but I mean, what more do you expect from your number three running back? But like I said, he's a small compact frame. He has a small compact frame with a lot of toughness, more of a quick burst, sudden movement type of guy instead of a
Mm.
speedster. He brings the energy and excitement to the offense when he steps on on the field. He definitely got that dog in him. So that's how I feel about those three, because I think those three are definitely in the mix for most of the playing time. Running back room as a whole, I know. Guess we have to wait and see, because the jury is out on Cameron Peoples, Spencer Brown. This is like his third year on the practice squad, so we don't know what's going to happen with that. The young man that he's signed, I think it was last month out of Louisville, Tyjon, I can't remember his name.
Mm.
Excuse me, I can't remember his name out of Louisville. So to me, that's probably more of a body, a body for camp or whatnot. But you never know, what happens when they get in camp. You know what I mean? So, but as far as the running back group as a whole, that's how I feel about them. What about you?
All right, I'm going to agree with everything you said. Okay. I think Miles Sanders is going to come in and have a great year. And I think that now being that in most circles, you would call Philadelphia's offensive line last year the best offensive line in the league, and that's where
Right.
PFF had them ranked. They have the Panthers' offensive line currently ranked, I think, around 16. But I do honestly believe that that will change by the end of the year. So I think that him coming in behind our offensive line that we have established, and which I think will only get better, and we'll touch on that when we get to the offensive line. I think that his numbers should not drop off much at all. And I do think that he could possibly add on to that this season as far as yardage and touchdowns. Chuba Hubbard, he is somehow knocked the cinder blocks off of his hands late in last season. So I think his catching ability starting to come around. So I think he is
Right.
a definitely a good backup to have. Um, my only question is who is going to be the power back per se? Now, Miles Sanders is a little bit bigger than Christian McCaffrey, but we all know McCaffrey was never a, quote unquote power back. And we kind of
Right.
had that last year with Deonta Foreman. So, maybe Peoples Jones will step up. Maybe he'll make the roster. Now I'm not saying he's a big bruising back, but he's bigger than the rest of the backs we got on the roster. So, that
Yeah.
that that would be my only not concerned. And I'm not concerned at all. But that would be my only question.
Question. Your question
Yeah,
mark.
who?
Right.
Yeah, my only question mark. Who's going to be that short yardage power back, or hell, can Miles Sanders step up and take that role? And we'll have to see. So Tony, let's get to the comfort scale. All right. So on our two fans in the stands, you got for sure being the highest. We good. It's
Okay.
all right. I don't know. Absolutely not. What is your comfort level with the running back room?
I give it a we good rating,
Okay.
meaning I'm comfortable with the running backs we do have.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a top five stellar group? No. But like I said, Miles Sanders, Pro Bowler, fifth in the league in rushing last year. Chuba Hubbard is
Mm-hmm.
progressing each year. Raheem Blackshear brings just what he should bring as the number three running back.
Okay.
And all three of those guys have so far in their careers stayed relatively healthy. So I'm looking forward them staying healthy this year as we move forward. What about you,
Oh,
CJ?
I'm going to agree. All right, I'm gonna give them a we good as well, and for the same reasons. As long as they stay healthy, um, there'll be a good group. You know, my one question mark is who's going to be that third down, short yardage, power back. But that would be the only thing that would keep me from putting them up there at a for sure, because I want
Right.
to see, you know, if Miles Sanders can come in and have that same production that he had last year. I think he can. Okay, but like we were saying, this is pre-camp. All right, so this is our honest opinion, pre-camp. Okay.
Okay.
So that's 2 week goods for the running back room for your 2023 Carolina Panthers. All right.
Already.
So let's move on to the quarterback room. Okay. And Tony, again, I'll go ahead and let you start off.
All right. Well, first on the list will be Bryce Young, 2023 first overall pick, young phenom. Now I have his 2022 college stats here.
Mm-hmm.
Threw for 3,328 yards, 64.5 completion percentage with 32 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. He's everything you want in a QB: the poise, the accuracy, the mobility, football IQ, the processing, and also with the intangibles. Okay.
All right.
Given the keys early and a chance to make his case right from the start, the moment isn't too big for him, and he's surrounded with a great staff, great line, and pretty good weapons, which in my mind, I believe sets him up for early success out the gate. So that's what I feel about with Bryce Young. With
Okay.
Andy Dalton, you got a 12-year vet who brings a ton of starting experience and a veteran presence. His 2022 stats were 2,871 yards, 18 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He had a 66.7 completion percentage and a QBR of 50.7. He's a capable starter if Bryce isn't ready to go week one, but he's also a dependable backup and a mentor to Bryce, just in case Bryce is ready to go week one. So I think Andy Dalton really knows what his role is, and he'll be comfortable either way. Okay. And number three, with Matt Corral, 1 year vet who missed the entire season due to a broken foot. His 2021 college stats, because he didn't have any stats last year, but his
Mm-hmm.
last year in college, 2021, threw for 3,349 yards, 20 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He had a 67.9% completion percentage. He had 154 rushes for 614 yards, which equates to a 4 yard average, and 11 touchdowns. All right. So starting from scratch with a new coaching staff and staying healthy will be his number one goal, in my opinion, and need to see steady improvement in his focus. You know, he needs to stay focused, show steady improvement, and learn the offense and be willing and able to do whatever the team needs him to do when he's called upon. So that's how I feel about the quarterbacks right now, CJ. What about you?
I agree. Bryce Young, like you said, number one overall pick. They saying that he's kind of a mental savant. He's coming in, he's soaking in the entire offense. He's doing all the little things. He was recently at SMU with I think almost his entire receiving room. Well, at least it started. You had Thielen, Chenault, Marshall, Chark. I don't know if Hayden Hurst was there, but Cameron Peoples Jones was there, you know, and they were all, you know, doing workouts. And
Right,
he's done everything right. And at this point in the year, camp hasn't even started yet, so nobody's going to say anything bad about him. Okay, all we can go
right,
on is what we've seen him do in college, which was he put in work. Okay, that's all we can
pretty
say.
much,
At Alabama, he put in work. Okay, so I feel good with
pretty
Bryce Young.
much.
Andy Dalton, like you said last year, he didn't start until Jameis Winston got hurt. I think he started on the 2nd of October. I
I
forgot
think it
what
was like
game it
after
was.
week 3 or 4, something like that.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
And he came in, like you said, he threw for 2,800 yards, 18 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 66 completion percentage was 66 point something percent.
Point
So
seven.
you get him, he's a veteran, and the big if something happens to Bryce Young, I think we all feel comfortable in Andy Dalton being our starter. And I hope and pray don't speak in, any injuries on anybody. But if that does happen, hopefully it's something, if Dalton has to come in for a game or half or maybe 2 games, and then Bryce Young get back in the rotation. Okay. But
Right.
I do feel comfortable with the quarterback room. Matt Corral to me is just kind of a you know what I mean? Um I
Yeah.
think I think he's just here. And like you said, I hope he just soaks up everything. I hope he continue to strive to get better just in case he is called on. I hope he's not called on, and that's not a dig against him. I just hope that our season goes well enough where he's not needed. But I hope
Right. Right.
if he's called upon, I hope he's ready. So yeah.
I
So
agree with you on that.
that's my spill on the quarterback room. So going back to our comfort level. So what is your comfort level with the quarterback room?
Oh, my comfort level with the quarterbacks, I would have to give it a we good rating. And the reason that is because I can't stick my neck out there and give it a for show
Mm-hmm.
because the quarterback who's likely to start day one is an unproven commodity when it comes to the NFL. We all know
Mm-hmm.
what he did in college. That was great,
Yeah.
but this is the NFL. Um, it's a good thing that we do have someone like Andy Dalton, to back him up. So I
Yeah.
feel good. Like you said, if something were to happen or whatever the case may be, and Andy Dalton needs to step in there and steer the ship or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I feel very comfortable with him with his capabilities of doing so. And Matt Corral, like you said, he's just there right now, as far
Yeah.
as I'm concerned. But yeah, I give it a weak good rating. What about you? What you give it, CJ?
All right. So y'all in the comments, don't cut my head off of this. I'm gonna give the quarterback room a I don't know rating. Okay. And only
Wow.
because, yeah, hold on. Let me
No,
explain. Let me explain.
I ain't saying
All
that.
right.
I ain't go ahead.
I'm giving them a I don't know for like what you said. Bryce Young hasn't taken a single snap in the NFL yet, and this is still pre-camp. Okay, he has all the
Right,
intangibles. He has, everything you want in the quarterback. He's great on the college level. He says everything you want him to say, but the rubber hasn't met the road yet. Okay, that's my only reason. And then you got Andy Dalton, which we all feel comfortable if something would happen to Bryce Young coming in. But this kind of adds on to my I don't know. What if something happens to Andy Dalton? You got 2 I don't knows left. Okay. Because you got Matt Corral,
mm,
who's taken a few preseason snaps, and Bryce Young, who hasn't taken a single regular season, preseason, training camp snap, nothing. Okay.
right,
Now, that's just my honest opinion until I do believe that's going to change quickly. But as of today, I'm gonna give him my I don't know simply because our starting quarterback is a rookie. Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right. So that is going to be it for the quarterbacks and the running backs in this episode of Where We Stand. All right. So, everybody in the comments, leave us your opinions, leave us your thoughts on where we stand. Okay. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with Tony? You have a completely different idea, different thought process? Let us know. Okay. And as always, please hit that like button, subscribe, turn on that post notification bell so you know when our videos come out. We appreciate all the love and support. We're still on our way to 1,000 subscribers. And as always, Panther Nation, keep pounding.